I haven't done a vlog in a long time, so this is kind of catching you guys up on what's been going on with me. And I did do an AMA on Reddit recently, but I didn't kind of really cover like spring split and how everything began. So beginning of this year, you know, DoubleLift and Pob left the team, and we got Stixay and Huhi, and it was kind of like a new start. We went to IM San Jose. We got second place. I think we could have beaten Origin, but we're just a little bit worse, and they were definitely a much more formidable opponent. And then we were going into the split, and I thought that we had the ability to win, and we had all the right ingredients to win. And I felt like even though we had lost DoubleLift and Pob, we didn't lose what made our team so good, what made our team so strong. And the best principles and philosophies and way we had of improving and thinking about the game, all of that kind of stayed intact. So I felt really strongly about our roster changes and going into the spring split. And if you kind of looked on Reddit, or you kind of looked at what everyone else thought, everyone thought that we'd be like a fourth place team or like a middle of the pack team. Nobody thought we'd be nearly as good. Definitely nobody thought we would win LCS. They're just like, come on, you get 2 rookies, you get rid of DoubleLift and Pob. This team looks garbage. Like, who cares about CLG now? But that wasn't the case to me, and it didn't really, and it ended up showing that we were much better than what people thought, or the initial expectations people thought of us, because there is some people who are even like, this team's going to get relegated, and I'm like, what? That's definitely not going to happen. But I think we definitely outperformed people's expectations, but relative to my expectations, we did underperform a bit, and I'll kind of get into that a little bit later. But we went through the start of the split. We're kind of second place, third place. Things were going well. And I'd say the biggest problem with our whole spring split would be just our practice efficiency. There'd be times where it'd be really good and we'd get a lot out of it, and there'd be times where it'd be really bad. And that would be due to like the inconsistency of every individual. Some days someone would be doing really well, and then some days like there was always one person who wasn't at 100%. And I think you really need that to have a really good environment for improving when you're at the top of your profession or field. So going through the split, we did end like second place and we got a bye. So that's something to be pretty proud about, because I don't really care too much about where we end throughout the split, as long as we get top 2 to get the top 2, top 3 to get the bye, or just make it to playoffs. Because if you're the best team, if you deserve to win the whole thing, you'll beat every team. Your standing doesn't really matter as long as you make the playoffs. But we did get second place. We did pretty well. And another thing I kind of want to touch on about the split is everyone thought that we were a very one-dimensional team. Everyone kind of thought that, hey, CLG can only split push. CLG doesn't really have many other strategies. So even though we were second place, we're doing pretty well. Midway through the split, I'd say that people saw me playing Fiora every game and saw me split pushing to win, and I didn't really team fight. And the conclusion being drawn was, oh, CLG is a one-dimensional team. CLG can't really do anything else besides split push, and they'll crumble. And so I think we went to IEM, and we actually did pretty poorly because we failed to adapt. And I think that's one of the biggest attributes to the game, is that there's teams that shine really strongly at points, like Immortals, when there's carries top. But to be the best team, you need to adapt in all situations, and that's what we failed to do at IEM. So going into playoffs, we and the team understood the importance of adapting, and we definitely weren't a team that could only play one strategy or one way. We were a team that was not afraid to try other ways of playing the game, and not afraid of trying to innovate the meta, the game, the picks. And so we did split push then, but we realized as we went into playoffs that tanks were going to be really strong, so we had to adjust our playstyle, we had to adjust our picks, and I think we adjusted pretty well. And we did beat TL and TSM, but those are probably 2 of the closest series I've ever played in my entire life as a League Pro. So I can't really say with like we were another level above the team, but on that day when it mattered for the playoff matches, we won. And that's what really matters. So we ended up showing up, we made it through playoffs, and then we made it to MSI. So far, not so bad. We won NA, really, really close though. And it felt pretty good, but it wasn't really what what I wanted. I wanted us to win MSI. I wanted us to do really well. And so we took like a couple days off. We didn't go the whole G2 blown out vacation. We didn't like go for a cruise anywhere or anything. We kind of took a couple days off. We still played a little bit of league, and then we kind of got back into scrimming some challenger teams, and we're getting ready for MSI. And then again for MSI, the expectations everyone has on us is we're going to do pretty poorly. Like NA always sucks. We're not really a region that people should care about, or we're not really going to make a difference anyways. And if you do look at the history of NA, I can understand that perspective. It's been about 3 or 4 years of competitive league that NA has done just terrible at every single international event. So I kind of understand why there's no faith for NA to do well at MSI or CLG to do well, because no NA team has really ever done well. So we go into MSI, and again, nobody really has any expectations, but from my perspective on scrimming against every team, and from what I've seen that we're capable of, I knew that we had a chance of winning the whole event. And going into group stages, Stixxay plays really well and has a lot of good performance, and people realize how good of a player he is. And we have some really good moments as a team, and our team fighting really shines, and we ended up beating every single team in group stages, and we come out of groups, I think, 7-3. And it felt pretty good to get the second place seed. And then we also, it's kind of weird because it felt like it was better getting second seed than first seed in the tournament, because second seed we play Flash Wolves, but if we got first seed, we would have ended up playing SKT, who got fourth seed somehow, and I don't think we ever would have expected that. But then, we get into the semis, we beat Flash Wolves. Wasn't that close of a series. I'd say that was a convincing win, and I think we were just clearly the superior team. And Maple's a really good player, but I think as a team, we definitely had the upper edge. And we knew we were playing SKT the following day, and that was the big match. And I think going into that match, I honestly believe we could have won. I still think playing those games, that first game was really close, and we'd gotten Baron. We were really in that game. And I felt that was the closest games. And then games 2 and 3, they just counterplayed us very well. And people think that SKT is some like unbeatable Titan, but playing against them in scrims and on tournament stage, yes, they're really good. But the one thing I think that makes them really good, that is different from every other team, is their counterplay. If you actually watch SKT, their early game isn't that good. What makes them really strong is their mid game and their late game, and how they play around their power spikes and how they play around what the enemy is going to do and their counterplays. So they would counterplay us at the perfect time and kind of screw our momentum and screw our chance of winning the game. So we did lose 3-0. That was definitely a convincing win for SKT, but I think it's a lot closer than the 3-0 suggests. And a lot of people would come up to me after the SKT game and say, congratulations, Darshan. Like, you guys made NA proud. You guys made it to second place. And I understand that sentiment. I understand that NA is going to be doing so much better. The esport as a whole of the league is just going to be seen as more competitive because we made it to second place. But I think that was probably one of the most disappointing losses of my entire career. And the reason for that is because we were so close, and I was so close to finally winning like an important international, like making a case for being the best team in the world. And that's always what I've strived for, that's always what I've strived to be as a pro, or whatever like passion I chase. It's to be the best. And I think that's what drives me every day to work as hard as possible. And when we get to the finals, we get to the finals of MSI, and we're playing against SKT, who's been definitely seen as the best team in the world for a long time. It just sucks because they prepared a little bit better. They played a little bit better as a team. They made less mistakes than we did, just by a little bit, and that made the difference because they were better on that day. And to know that we could have worked a little bit harder, we could have done something a little bit better and been the better team is pretty crushing, because I'm not going to be that close again to having that chance for many months. So I definitely learned a lot from that, and we learned a lot from that as a team. But for me personally, it just really sucks to come so close, but just lose. But if it's definitely one of those things where you just learn so much from it, and that's the great thing about losing. And I've done a whole lot of losing in my 4 years as a pro, so I've definitely experienced a lot of that too. And SKT definitely made us a stronger team and made me a stronger player. And that's probably what I'm looking forward to most in my career, is having another shot at playing SKT and proving that we're the better team. And of course, being the best team in the world. But I guess I'm pretty proud of my team for how far we've made it through spring split. And although I felt like I could have played a lot better and we definitely could have done things better as a team, I'm pretty happy of our progress. And I'm still not satisfied, I would say, because there's a lot left to do. And I guess that's the one other good thing you could say about us losing, is like having that goal, having that dream to reach for something at the top. When we're like second place and not first, there's that extra drive, there's that extra hunger to push yourself harder than if you're the best in the world. And that's why I think it's so amazing that SKT has been at the top for so long, because they've won basically everything and they've done it multiple times. So it's crazy to me that they have that drive and dedication to still be the best. And yeah, I just want nothing more to beat them, because that would say a lot to me, because they definitely worked hard to deserve it. And besides that, we're just getting ready for next split, and I hope we can make you, the fans, proud of CLG next split. And I hope we not only have a good showing throughout the split, but hopefully get to go to Worlds again and not only make NA proud, but make ourselves proud and actually be the best region in the world and be the best team in the world and make a difference for the whole scene and for ourselves. Thank you, guys.